Before we move forward, please like, subscribe, and share Strategic Vanguard and be up to date with the latest news and happenings from the world of defense and strategic affairs. Tune into our video channels in Rumble and YouTube. And if you want to hear the audio version, please tune into Strategic Vanguard Deep Dive in Spotify.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take all those sources you've shared, the articles, the research, maybe even your own notes, and really dig into them. We find those crucial insights, basically giving you that shortcut to, well, knowing what's really important.
Exactly. Cutting through the noise.
Precisely. And today, we're tackling a huge one, drawn right from the material you sent. It's this core question. Is the age of American unipolar dominance, is it actually ending?
It's a massive question. And the stakes globally, well, they couldn't be higher. We're seeing what the sources are calling these tectonic shifts.
Tectonic shifts.
Yeah, I mean, you've got rising powers like China, obviously, resurgent players, think Russia, really challenging the established order.
Right.
And importantly, the global South. It's asserting its voice, its choices in a way we haven't really seen before.
Okay, that really sets the stage. So for this deep dive, our mission, if you like, is to unpack this really complex geopolitical puzzle. We'll look at it through history, power projections, specific strategies, all coming directly from the nuances in the material you gave us.
Right. Understanding what's actually happening, not just headlines.
Exactly. What's genuinely going on at this strategic crossroads. So with that mission set, let's dive into what the material shows us about this story as it unfolds.
Sounds good.
Okay, so our sources, they pretty consistently point to that period right after the Soviet Union collapsed, 1991.
The unipolar moment.
Yeah, exactly. That's what political scientists call it. The U.S. had, well, unmatched military power, economic clout, technology. It basically became the global policeman, the single dominant force.
It really was unique in history, wasn't it?
It was.
And what's fascinating, I think, is how the sources look at historical parallels. They talk about the decline of, Rome or the British Empire.
Right.
And it wasn't just about external challengers rising up. Often it was internal strengths, things the U.S. is maybe grappling with now, too. It has a bit more nuance than just saying, oh, empires fall.
Yeah. That's humbling to think about, isn't it? That even the most powerful eventually face these kinds of systemic challenges. So, okay, who are these challengers the sources are pinpointing? Let's start with China. The material seems to suggest China isn't just aiming to be a superpower.
No, it's more fundamental.
It seems like they're actively trying to reshape the whole global architecture. I mean, look at the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yeah, incredible reach.
Over 140 countries now involved. That's a massive economic and infrastructure footprint.
Absolutely huge. And like you said, it's far from just economic, right?
Yeah.
The sources show this massive expansion of their Navy, the PLA Navy.
Biggest in the world now by ship numbers.
Right. Plus efforts to, internationalize the yuan, get away from dollar dependence. But maybe even more significant is China pushing alternative models of governance, different from liberal democracy. The sources don't just say China wants to compete. They show a really detailed strategy.
A strategy.
Yeah, like normal entrepreneurship. Xi Jinping's vision, actively trying to institutionalize alternatives within international bodies. It's about changing the rules of the game.
Wow, institutionalizing alternatives. That goes way beyond just simple competition, doesn't it?
It really does.
Which brings up a key question you just touched on. Can China actually sustain this?
No.
Given, the talk about their internal economic issues, demographic decline,
Right.
do the sources give any specific clues, like timelines or indicators for how these internal pressures might affect their global ambitions? Or is it more just an open question?
Well, the material stresses that, yes, these are big vulnerabilities, but China's actively trying to mitigate them.
How so?
We're pouring money into domestic innovation, for instance, trying to offset the demographic issues that way, and shifting their economy towards internal consumption, less reliance on exports.
Okay.
But the sources do suggest these are deep, long-term structural problems. They can put a cap on China's ambitions if they aren't managed really carefully.
Okay, that gives a more complete picture. It's not straightforward.
Definitely not.
So beyond China's sort of multi-pronged challenge, the sources also really highlight Russia's approach. It's different, isn't it? More disruptive.
Very much so.
I mean, the invasion of Ukraine in 2022, that was a Well, a direct defiance of Western red lines.
A huge gamble.
And despite massive sanctions, Moscow hasn't collapsed. What's interesting is what the sources reveal about Russia's strategic pivots since then.
Yeah, the shift in focus.
Right, towards Asia, Africa, Latin America, deepening ties with countries like China, Iran, India, often through forums like BRICS plus May.
Right, the expanded bloc aiming to counterbalance Western institutions.
And the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, too, that Eurasian Security Alliance.
Exactly. And the sources also detail how Russia uses energy leverage. It's a clear geopolitical tool for them.
So even if Russia is maybe down in some way,
It's definitely not out. The material makes that clear. Putin's playbook seems to be about disrupting the current order, creating chaos even.
it's not about joining the system.
No, it's about fracturing it.
Okay. Now, while these, great powers are clashing, there's another major trend in the sources. The global south rising with a new kind of assertiveness.
Yeah, that's crucial. Countries like India, Brazil, Indonesia, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, they're not just passive observers anymore.
And they're not just taking sides, are they?
No, their call seems to be for multipolarity, for sovereign choices, not alignment with East or West necessarily.
And India, the sources really seem to put India at the heart of this realignment.
Oh yeah, look at its foreign policy. It's quite independent, isn't it? Buying S-400 missiles from Russia,
Right.
while also being a key part of the Quad with the US, Japan, Australia.
Which is aimed at regional cooperation, often seen as countering China.
Exactly. India is navigating this complex space very deliberately. Its economy is booming, fastest growing in the G20, defense capabilities expanding.
So it's positioning itself uniquely.
It is. It allows India to help shape what some are calling a kind of new, non-aligned order.
Yeah.
But it's not about neutrality like the old days. It's about strategic autonomy.
Okay.
And it's not just India. The sources also point to, say, Saudi Arabia, how they're diversifying strategically, using their wealth to build new partnerships, reduce reliance on any single bloc. It embodies that new assertiveness.
So let's try and pull this together. After this deep dive, what's the big picture takeaway from these sources?
Right.
It seems like American power is still, unmatched in many ways, but that feeling of invincibility from the unipolar moment, that's definitely faded.
I think that's fair to say. And connecting this all up, the sources seem pretty clear. Yes, the world is becoming multipolar,
Right.
and this is big, but it's not orderly, not at all, which raises serious questions about global stability, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds much more dangerous.
The risk of miscalculation between these rival blocs, it feels higher now. And those middle powers, like India we discussed, they have to walk this incredibly fine line.
A tightrope, really.
Yeah, between competition, cooperation, deterrence. It's a delicate balancing act.
It really shows how nations have to adapt, doesn't it? Because it's not a simple win-lose situation anymore. It's about managing this increasingly complex, interconnected world. You really see how countries like India are forced to navigate this incredibly nuanced global stage.
Absolutely. And maybe, given these shifts, a key question for the future, something that the source material prompts us to think about is this. What's actually better for global stability going forward? Is it trying to find new ways of working together, new forms of multilateralism? Or is the future going to be defined by this ongoing sort of delicate balance of power between multiple strong players where everyone's just focused on their own strategic autonomy?
That is definitely a lot to think about. As always, we really encourage you to keep exploring these vital topics yourself. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Before we move forward, please like, subscribe, and share Strategic Vanguard and be up to date with the latest news and happenings from the world of defense and strategic affairs. Tune into our video channels in Rumble and YouTube. And if you want to hear the audio version, please tune into Strategic Vanguard Deep Dive in Spotify.